Hola! So I'm off on my travels again, this time in sunny Seville. And I just arrived here a couple of hours ago, really just starting to wander and explore, get my bearings, and I found this beautiful little park off one of the side streets. And as you can hear, there are parakeets everywhere. So I got rose ring parakeet, spotted a couple of those up in these tall trees behind me, and monk parakeet, which I'd never even heard of before, if I'm honest. Lots of them on the grass up here feeding. So yeah, excited. I've been here a couple of hours and already getting lots of exciting bird species. But I'm really looking forward to just exploring Seville. It's a beautiful historic city. Just having some time to relax and watch the world go by, recharge a little bit, get creative again. Yeah, have fun, eat lots of nice Spanish food and drink some nice Spanish beer. This is a good start. So this is the Torre del Oro, former military observation post, now a naval museum, offering amazing views over the river. So I'm going to go in there for an explore in just a few moments. I think I need to get some food first. I haven't stopped since I've got here, so I'm going to find a little side street, get a nice little cafe, have a drink, have a bit of food, and then pop in to this impressive building behind me. As you can hear, it's quite a busy city centre as well. So you've got the old town, which I'm staying in and which I'm exploring, but also quite a modern city all around that too. It's a beautiful day. Look at those blue skies. And here we are again. I've had a bit of food now. I feel a bit better, a bit more human. I was getting grouchy, I was so hungry, but ready to explore. Now look at this beautiful setting right by the river. This is the Triana district over there. Might wander over there this evening over this nice bridge. But for now, Torre del Oro. So finally got inside. It's pretty busy. Big queue coming in the door. I won't rush it, but I won't spend too long either, because I want to soak up outside. But I'll have a mooch around the bottom floor and start heading up to the top and get a good view over the river. So constructed in 1220 to protect the port and the shipyards. Now this is interesting. On August 10th, 1519, an expedition under the command of Ferdinand Magellan sailed west and eventually circumnavigated the world. They were the first to do that. Lots of steps to the top. This will be a nice leg workout. Here is that circumnavigation. So starting in Seville, along the coast of West Africa, across the Atlantic, South America, the east coast of South America, and then across the Pacific to the Philippines, Borneo, Indonesia, and then across the Indian Ocean to the tip of South Africa and then all up along the west coast of Africa, around by the Azores and back to Seville. What a journey. More steps. And here we are, up to the top. Amazing.
Mira, aquí Brian, mira dónde está mirando Brian.
Wow, look at this view over the river. Quite a commanding post, alright. You can imagine back when it was first built how imposing it was. Now it's a tourist haven, Triana, on this side of the river. I might go explore there later on. It's supposed to be quite a trendy neighbourhood. It's a famous bridge, brings you over to it. I think, if I read right, that's the oldest iron bridge in Spain. I need to reread that. And then just to come round to the opposite side. Oh, we can go higher. More steps. Definitely have to go up there. This is looking across the old town over here. If we can see it. Now we can see the cathedral, or part of it at least. And we go to the next one. And maybe the next one. Yeah, we can get part of Seville Cathedral there. My hostel is right up beside the cathedral. I have to get a good view of it. So that was a nice visit to the top of Torre del Oro. A little bit rushed, but I enjoyed getting up to the top and having a nice view over the river and over the cathedral and some of the old town. I picked up a leaflet, so when I'm back at the hostel later on relaxing, I can read up a bit more on the history. But for now, I kind of just wanted to soak up the ambience around the city centre. Triana Bridge, actually the famous iron bridge, is further downriver, so maybe tomorrow I'll take a wander down there and pop over to Triana. For now, I might just take a gentle amble across the bridge over here and then come back on myself and go to the park for a while, because I just fancy sitting amongst the trees, having a bit of quiet time in the shade and soak up the last of the afternoon sunshine, and then I'll go find myself a nice cold Spanish beer somewhere.
Desde arriba aún se ve más todo y estás tú solo.
Now that's a Christmas camel. 3 wise men here. First one, second one, and another one down there. Look at this big tree. Wow. Love it. There's gnarly roots heading off in all directions. What an amazing specimen. Cool place just to hang out for a while. Get a little bit of shade. You just hear those parakeets all over the city. It's pretty awesome. Most locals probably don't blink an eye to them. They're so used to them. But it was quite exciting for me. Already starting to attune to them. You can feel the light levels have dropped quite fast, so it was already almost mid-afternoon by the time I started exploring. So I already feel like I'm getting my bearings a bit. It seems like it's quite a compact city centre. All the main sites are within walking distance. My hostel is really central. I'll do a little video clip later to show kind of where that is in relation to the cathedral and some of the other sites. But I still have all day tomorrow to explore as well. I've got an exciting excursion on Sunday, which I'll update you on in due course, and then I have most of Monday as well, and I have a late flight back to the UK Monday evening, so still lots of Seville exploring to do.
Vi que publicaron una de no sé qué, digo, hostia, digo, esta se la tengo que pedir.
What a busy spot. We'll stop here for a beer on the way out. Just entering one of the most famous parks in Spain. Parque de Mario Luisa, which brings me up to the Plaza de Espana. I was going to leave this till tomorrow, but seeing as I was in the vicinity, I thought I might as well pop in for a little while. I'll probably come back tomorrow as well, but I'll have a quick gander now and stop for a cool beer afterwards. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so busy tourist wise, seeing as we're in December, but I guess Seville is one of those places that has a high footfall year round. Oh my goodness, check this out. I'll get a better vantage point. The light levels are dropping a bit now, but it's still beautiful. Quite nice with the setting sun on it, actually. That reminds me, when I was about 10 years old, my Auntie Anne came out with myself and her son, my cousin Tommy, in a rowing boat. I think she regretted it. We were going round in circles on this big lake. I had a bit of a flashback to my childhood years there. Wow, how beautiful is this? I'll definitely come back here tomorrow when the light levels are a little better. But it's quite nice to sample it now in the setting sun. So I've just been consulting with my notes, and apparently there's 4 ancient bridges which I'll walk round in a few moments. They represent the ancient kingdoms of Spain, and each alcove on this historic building represents a different province in Spain. Wow, there's quite a few of those. And movie fans may find this familiar from Star Wars episode 2 and Lawrence of Arabia, apparently. And I think, and I need to double check this, I need to fact check it, some Game of Thrones scenes might have been done here as well. Regardless, it's a pretty cool place to hang out. Here's one of those ancient bridges. Wow, you can go right up on top as well. I hadn't realised it was quite so open that you could just venture everywhere around here. Some steps here to bring you up to the top level. You can wander. Maybe that's restricted there, but you can definitely get some nice pictures from the balcony. And of course you can go over the bridge. Quickly go up on top of the bridge. I might as well take a wander up the steps to the balcony. Feeling like Rocky at this stage. All this step climbing I'm doing. If only I was as fit. There was a time. Oh yeah, so this is what would have been used in the movies, these alcoves. It's years since I've seen Lawrence of Arabia, but I seem to recollect him walking along this scene. Not quite sure about the Star Wars bit that was filmed here, but I can check that out as well. Right, I got distracted. I've got to go up these steps. Lots of buskers all over the city centre. Not sure if I'm giving off the Lawrence of Arabia vibe, but I thought I'd try it anyway. Need to change my attire, I guess. But yeah, just really glad to get here, to be honest. I haven't been feeling very well lately, and a couple of days ago I just had the most horrendous back spasms. I was worried, you know, that my Spanish trip wouldn't happen. So I'm still a bit sore with my back. I don't know what I did, pulled a muscle maybe. But I'm okay and I'm here. So just chilling, just enjoying it. On my own, it's the first solo trip I've done for a while actually. And I'm a social person. I love going away with company, with friends, with Brett, with my daughter. But the first solo trip I've done for a while, and it is nice to be independent as well. Because sometimes in life, you'd never go anywhere if you didn't just take the bull by the horns and go on your own. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to use the time, I think, to reflect and ponder a little bit. And I think there's a flamenco show on here. Let's see if I can record some for you. Just over another one of the historic bridges. Just gonna hang out at this fountain for a few moments and then finally go for that nice cold beer. I'm ready for it now. interesting as this. Still hear the parakeets. I guess they're going to be a staple of my Seville adventure. I won't keep going on about them, honestly. Oh, horse. Have to be switched on around here or get run over by a horse or a tourist, of which I am one myself, I know. They're everywhere. I wonder what this is like in the height of summer. Might be a bit too hot for me then. 40 degrees plus I think most of the time. Temperature today when I got here was I think 24 degrees, which is a nice bit of December sunshine. I missed a lot of the day by the time I got from the airport. Actually, it was a really quick transfer from the airport, just straight out. Public bus, €5 into the city centre, and then a 5-minute walk to my hostel. It couldn't have been better located. It's the first time I'll have stayed in a hostel for years, actually, since my backpacking days. But it's quite nice, and I'm on my own. I'm happy enough to do that. The hotels, which look lovely, were quite pricey, although I'm sure they're good value for money. But seeing as I was on my own, I'm not too precious about it. I just need a bed for the night. It's nice and central. Need a chance to interact with a few fellow travellers, perhaps. Yeah, and I've got a really nice, convenient base to explore from. Okay, I need to stop rambling on because the light levels really are going now. Nearly got run over by one of these guys now. Wow, here's the Three Kings again. Look how impressive they are at night time. Incredible. Beautiful, really come to life at night. So busy here, everyone's milling around, which is nice and vibrant. Very different to my life in the forest. These are incredible. Look how impressive that is. I love that. Feliz Navidad. And here's the last one. I love the hum of a city at night time. It's got a whole different energy and vibrancy. And obviously I'm a countryside person. I live in the forest and I grew up in the countryside, but I still love the energy of cities. I always enjoy a few days break in the city. And a lot of cities will have Lots of green space around them, like Seville has. And a nice river flowing through it. So there's a nice energy, and then at night time, look how beautiful it is. We'll go back to the hostel, I think, and freshen up a little bit. Charge up my phone, just rest for a while. I'll probably come out and have a couple of white drinks, bring my writing pad, and just find a nice cozy spot to relax. It's not every Friday night I'm in Seville, so I need to make the most of it and not just stay in the hostel. Ooh, I want to see the cathedral at night time as well. It's up in front of us up here. I have no idea how he's doing this. Just watch, he's gonna move. How does he hold his balance? That's incredible. Yeah, his foot placements. And the tray blows my mind. People are so talented. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he's gone.
Each time someone puts money in, he moves. That is an incredible skill. Blows my mind. Kids can't quite believe it. Look. That's so impressive. Never seen anything quite like that. It's beautiful. You can go inside.
Me abrí un poco de aquí.
Mira para arriba, Álvaro.
You were wondering what that funny noise was. It's this critter. Kids aren't sure what to make of it. To be fair, it is a bit freaky. What? Love it. Cathedral is up here. I will do a proper walk around it in a while. I need to get back to the hostel and charge my phone up and just refresh myself, and then I'll get back out. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but it's worth reiterating. I cannot get over how busy it is. I mean, I know we're city centre, but yeah, maybe the Christmas holidays as well. It's busier than normal. They do Christmas good here in Seville. Cathedral behind me. It'll probably be Monday by the time I get to go here. It's fully booked tomorrow, I think. I'll check in the morning, but big waiting list. It's a nice photo opportunity.
Y luego en el patio principal del edificio.
So it's the morning after the night before. Had a good night last night, stayed out till about 2:30, which was unplanned, but that's often the way of it when you're away travelling. Met a couple of nice people in the hostel and went for a couple of drinks with them, and we found a nice lively bar and then another bar, a bit of live music, so we had fun. But yeah, feeling a little groggy and out of sorts first thing this morning when I woke up, because I had a long day yesterday and not much sleep the night before and probably a few too many drinks last night, so just trying to freshen up now. Stopped at a little cafe, just having a bit of light breakfast, watching the world go by, right by the cathedral. I might pop to the cathedral and the Alcazar today just to book my tickets for Monday, because I think today it's going to be fully booked. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Enjoying watching the world go by. So I decided to get out of the city for a while. I've taken a short bus journey to Italica, which is on the outskirts of Seville, and it's famous as a ruined Roman city. I mean, obviously there's a suburb around here now as well. I'm just coming into the amphitheatre now. So yeah, Italica was the first Roman city founded in Hispania. Just jotted some notes down. In 206 BC, when Scipio defeated the Carthaginians, and then it was also later the birthplace of the emperors Trajan and Adriano, and it was a city of strategic importance. The Emperor Hadrian, who we know of course in the UK famously for Hadrian's Wall, he later transformed Italica into a ceremonial city that served as a religious and spiritual capital of the far west. And look at this, I've just come in to the amphitheatre. How incredible is this? Wow, I'm really glad I've come here now. I nearly didn't make the effort to get out because I didn't think I'd have time, but wow, how incredible. And it's so quiet as well. There's a few tourists milling about, but not many. I've got all this to myself more or less. Just soak up the history. You see, this is why I've come away to Seville, just have some quiet time, some tranquility, a bit of nature connection, a bit of history connection. And I don't think I could have come to many better places. It's incredible. Can you imagine this in its heyday? I think it was 25,000 seater amphitheatre. People fighting to the death down here on the sands. Well, the crowd are baying for blood. I'll go up onto one of the vantage points in a few moments so we can look down upon the amphitheatre in full. Wow, and do you know the bus journey out, it only cost me €1.70. It's free entry into Italica. So what a cheap little adventure out. And it's nice to get out of the main city centre and see a bit of wider Seville and into the surrounding suburbs. I'll just take you in here for a few moments. Very apt still in here now, given that Gladiator 2 has just come out, which I still haven't been to see actually. And again, I imagine back in the day being in here waiting to go out to the baying mob. Just feeling into it. The energy, the passion, the power, the rawness of being a gladiator. Can't imagine it, can you? Can imagine in the day, you know, just with this baying mobs shouting down for blood. How crazy that must have been. Let's take a wander in here again. Hard to fathom how somewhere as incredibly well preserved as this is so quiet. And as I mentioned, it's just a short hop from Seville city centre. Seville is beautiful, but it's like all the tourist hordes are congregating around the city centre. I think there's a lot of processions on in there today and tomorrow, so maybe that would be an indicator of why it's so incredibly busy at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, as I mentioned, my day out here where it's a little quieter, and I'll go back this evening and wander the street. It's just a labyrinth. Warrens of tunnels everywhere. Excuse me, I'm just going to pop back out into the main amphitheatre again. I'm going to go up to the viewpoint over the top to give you an overview. The entranceway in, and there's a whole city of ruins around here as well. This is just one part of it. There's a chapel apparently just there. Incredibly well preserved. Here we go. Look at this vantage point. Incredible. It's what you call a ringside seat. It's one of the best places I've been. I've been to a lot of Roman ruins around Britain and in parts of Europe, but this is right up there with some of the best I've seen. Really incredible, and I've only just come in. I've got so much more to explore. Just gonna soak this up for a little while longer and take a wander around. You'll probably notice the light levels have dipped a bit, but it's quite a nice day today, to be honest, for me, weather-wise, because with my fair Irish skin, didn't want the sun beating down on me too much. I'd forgotten my sunglasses. I left them at home. No cap, so this is ideal for exploring. Still wandering at the top levels of the amphitheatre. One more quick look from this angle. It's one of those places that it's hard to leave. These are the bathhouses, the largest public building apparently in Italica. Supreme importance for the Romans. And a physical exercise area, maybe that was over here. And a series of baths of different temperatures. I'm just reading it as I'm videoing. Nice. That'd certainly freshen you up. And here we have the remains of lots of the houses for, I guess, the wealthy people of the city. This one is Casa de los Pajores. Hope I pronounced that right. House of the Birds. Very apt. Same as I do lots of bird watching on this trip. Wonderfully well preserved. There's a few people ambling around, but it's still quite a mosaic of the birds here. Oh wow, check this out. Bird mosaic. Incredible. Wonderfully well preserved. This is perhaps my favorite, the owl. Just reading more about it, it says 33 different bird species with different attitudes. You can distinguish owl, sparrow, partridge, peacock, duck. Pretty cool. That magpie is not happy that he's not on that mosaic. He's saying, what about me? This is nice, isn't it? The lararium. dedicated to the cult of the Lar gods or home protectors. So one of the most symbolic places in the house, where worships to ancestors were carried out so that the family would enjoy their protection and prosperity. Lovely. Just been contemplating while I'm wandering around. 2,000 years ago, how different this all looks. The rich and the wealthy, they had all this amazing properties. They'd pop down to the amphitheatre to be entertained. And look now, all that's left are rooms, and the world moves on. And a lot of the time we carry on with our daily business, totally oblivious to, or maybe not conscious or thinking about what was carrying on in this area all that time ago. It goes to show we all are just passing through. In another 2,000 years it'll look very different again, and what legacy we'll have left. Will people come and talk about us in the same way? Maybe not in such glowing terms. Maybe very deep. I'm going to wander around for a bit longer. I'll find out what time the buses are going back to Seville. I think they go quite regularly, so hopefully it won't be an issue. But if I have to wait for a while, there's loads of nice little bars, little cafes. I'll stop and get myself a drink and a light meal before heading back to Seville. The sun's come back out, as you can see. I really wish I brought my glasses with me. There are lots more remains down here. Really, it would be amazing to do this with a historian, seeing it through their eyes, or even just to have the time to read up quite in depth about it in advance. Again, with me, it's all a bit last minute, a bit spontaneous. I'm glad I've come, don't get me wrong. And sometimes you can get so immersed or caught up in reading. You see these people with these audio guides. I'm not knocking it, each to their own. But and you could be in a really atmospheric location with so much history to soak up, and you're spending all your time listening, trying to glean some little insights. I prefer actually often just to wander around and get a feel for the place, energetically feel into the atmosphere of it, and maybe do some reading afterwards, although that can be frustrating because sometimes you'll think, oh, I wish I'd known that when I was there. Another mosaic behind me here. But I guess there are different ways to experience these places. Just reading that one as well. Yeah, because there's so much to take in, but it's nice just to amble and enjoy it. As I say, I'll read up lots more about it later on, maybe. The collective latrine, nice. Toilet block. Everyone doing their business beside each other. It's really well preserved, look. How lovely. And just to come back to my earlier point, this is how this street once looked. City walls here. And now as we walk through, we look at it today, very different. Nice row of cypress trees on each side. Peaceful. I'm just coming back to the amphitheatre to finish off, since the sun has come out again. I'm on the other side now. Wow, look at this. Incredible. Got a little busier since I was last here, but still super quiet. This kid is loving life. What an amazing place. So I've not long returned to Seville and the streets are absolutely thronged. It's the Magna Procession where the apostles, I think, are proceeding to the cathedral. The streets are packed. I'll show you a view in a moment. I don't think I can battle the crowds, but luckily our hostel has got a rooftop terrace, which is where I've come, and I can watch it passing by from up here. Unfortunately, we do have lots of trees in the way, but look at the crowds. I should get a little snippet of it down here as it passes by. And that's what I thought. I might as well come up onto the roof, because if I'm down there, I'm going to be right at the back somewhere, so I won't see anything down there. And this is right across the city centre today. They've got all different processional routes which will converge at the cathedral. I can't believe I was oblivious to this. As I was getting the bus back from Italica, it was so packed. The bus driver had to turn people away and get them to wait for the next bus. And as we got closer to the city, it was obvious something big was going on. And this is what it is. Lucky to have a city centre hostel where I can come back and recharge slightly and still get a feel for what's going on. The Spanish are a passionate people. This is wonderful to see. Still here, still buzzing, starting to look really pretty now as the night descends and all the lights come up. As busy as ever down there, look at that. Nice moon overhead. I'm just going to stay a little bit longer and then I might go over to Triana tonight. Ooh, what's happening?
pedazo de farola mierda.
Well, I hadn't expected the procession to still be on, but it clearly was when I came down on the streets. So it's quite nice to be down on street level with it as well. I'm just down by the river now. Look how pretty it looks. I'm going to go to Triana on the opposite side and have an amble around there. Find a nice place for a bit of food and just have a chilled night tonight. A couple of drinks, nice bit of Spanish food, and get fully charged up and rested because I've got a big day out tomorrow. Triana Bridge is behind me. I'll get a better angle of that view now. Seems like quite the spot to hang out. So this apparently is the oldest steel bridge in Spain. It's pretty. Gonna walk over here in a few moments and pop over to Triana. But yeah, as you can see, lots of people just hanging out down by the riverside. Quite a nice vibe here, I love it. Chilled. A lovely place to hang out. Nice and chilled. Nice relaxed vibe. Just had some food. Forgot to do a little video up on the main street, but still wandering around Triana. It's pretty nice, as you can see. I love this in Europe, the late nights, people sitting out having food, being social. Kids playing football. Such a good lifestyle. Everyone seems so relaxed and healthy over here. Look, another little piazza here. Oh, I'm full now though. I've had a nice meal, one beer tonight. I've got a few snacks for my day out tomorrow. I've got an early start, so I'm going to start wandering back, perhaps back over Triana Bridge, back to the old town, maybe stop somewhere for I know it sounds a bit sensible, but maybe a cup of tea just before getting back to the hostel. I have to meet my wildlife guide tomorrow at 7:30. We're having a full day out to look for eagle owls. I'm really excited about that. And we're going to go to Doñana National Park as well, which is famous for its flamingos, among other birds. It's a famous wetland area here in southern Spain. And if we're lucky, we might see imperial eagles as well, which are endangered, but I'm with an expert guide Sergio. So if anyone can find him for me, he can. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Want to be fresh and sharp for my early morning meeting with him. But for now, I'm just going to wander through the streets of Triana a little bit more and stop off for that maybe refreshing drink before getting back to my hostel. These little taverns, so pretty. I love all of these down the little side streets. And back to the main Calais here, which will bring me back over Triana Bridge. So this is where I ate earlier on up here on the right hand side. You can see it's quite busy along here, but nice. Got my cuppa. I'm happy. Nice, quaint little bar, isn't it? Just off the main street. They're quite content to chill here for a few minutes before heading back to the hostel.